Welcome everybody, this is your Strategy Wolf and welcome back to Strategic Command American Civil War in our Union rematch versus LCanidestroyer. We're getting into the 21st turn, which should be either the end of June 62 or beginning of July 62. And yeah, last time we've seen a lot of interesting action going on. We are fighting a little bit against the efforts of the enemy to break through our naval blockade at the Atlantic coast. At the same time, some ships are on their way to the Gulf of Mexico to hopefully land somewhere successfully down there. And most importantly, Grant's cavalry in Tennessee has cut off Nashville basically from any railway system. So we're closing in on Nashville, which is a prime target over there, and we will hopefully have some major success in Tennessee soon. Of course, depending on the enemy's reaction and so forth. So let's not waste any time and get into the replay together and check what the enemy did. Alright guys, something occurred. Normally this video would have been I talk a little bit before or after the replay. We have some look over the situation together. Unfortunately, I do seem to have some problems with my microphone. It's recording right now, but somehow it stopped recording in the other video after a while. So yeah, it's all without my commentary and just boring clicks. So let's quickly summarize what was happening. I had a look over the situation with you guys. We realized the monitor went down here to one of them, which actually is good for us since it helps us. The enemy splits up the forces, the strong marine naval forces. Maybe she didn't realize that it stressed us quite a lot, the situation with the navy. Good for us. Then we had, of course, our look over here in the over here and discussing how we're going to proceed here, and yeah, that the enemy was able to reinforce definitely here Nashville with a newly set up core. However, of course, it's super expensive to set up all the troops here, so it's a kind of a last stand in my opinion. Of course, two cores seem very, very scary, At the same time, I don't mind taking them on, and with this, like, our situation looks like we do have the upper hand over here in general. So from this point of view, I'm fine, and I think we can do a lot of damage still and take Nashville soon or later, hopefully. Also, Polk can be taken out probably, so quite promising over here. And what else did I talk about? Probably not that much. The rest is like just not that relevant at the moment, or I'll get to it in a second. Apart from this, there was an event. Probably I'll try to leave you the text without any comment or any reading of mine in the beginning, which was about Garibaldi and the tensions in Italy at home, since Vittorio Emanuele II refused so far to take Rome, which is still part of the Papal City or of the Vatican, occupied or like protected by French troops. Historically speaking, I think during... Oh, now I'm a little bit embarrassed. I think they took it during probably the French Franco-Prussian War. It was put to Italy, Rome. I'm not 100% sure when France was a little bit more occupied, I assume. However, in this case, they recommended us to send an embassy or like diplomatic missions to France, because we're having Garibaldi over here. The tensions between Italy and France might reflect on us and help the Confederates. So yeah, we had a look. It doesn't look that bad right now, and I would have at the moment rather send diplomats to the English, but yeah, for the moment I don't have the MPP to do that, and it doesn't look that scary so far. Talk long, let's just hope that the microphone prevails for this very end of the episode. I guess if it didn't, then this will be anyways, like you will have noticed, because then you've seen a lot of strategic command recently, since this is mainly I have a lot of pre-produced. Otherwise, you can be happy with me that my microphone withstood all the problems. Okay, and here we are basically after my thoughts that I took in before, and let's start off as always in the very west. We do have our CAF in center rights. The China mine was lost. I'll still fight here and deal some damage wherever I can. Oh, nice. 3 damage for 1. That's brilliant. So, yeah. We're gonna sell ourselves very expensive over here. Plus, we get Californian reinforcements at some point. Over here, Fort Thorn will be reinforced. Then these guys don't really worry me, since there's no supplies for them over here. Then we can reinforce Paraje over here. And upgrade these 2 units, and then we kind of set for the future. Next time we can shuffle those guys out and give them a little bit of a pause or something. We shall see. The supply is still there. Santa Barbara supplying Fort Thorn, despite this one being at supply 0 right now. All right, so much about over here. Then let's get to Oklahoma or Arkansas and so forth. Obviously Fort Washita gets the reinforcement they need to bind these units down here, which is still happening. Excellent. Then our Osage forces are getting fully reinforced over here. Next turn, probably we're going to give them also the tech update. So we have strong cavalry forces around here. That is pretty clear. Coming here to southern Missouri, where the enemy tries to do some kind of shenanigans. I move Fremont actually over here in the hope that next turn, let's have a look at how this affects supply. Not at all right. Same. Oh, it got better down here, so a little bit optimized. Anyhow, the idea is that he helps out a little bit here, and now I feel like the enemy has been a little bit too greedy and thinks he's so much stronger, but with this bad supply situation, 2 and 1 over here, I'm gonna dare something. With this CAF, I'm gonna move in here. And with this CAF, I'm gonna go in here, and hopefully by doing that, limiting the supply substantially over here. While our guys should have some next turn, yeah. I mean, they can be cut off also easily, but yeah, that's what we're gonna do over here. Then we'll protect... Are they entrenched? A little bit. Then let's defend Carleton with this regiment. Worst case, we're gonna... Question, I mean, this 1 point, and then we can use this actually to give them tech 1. And with these guys, let's put some pressure on Fayetteville. And we could move in here, of course. Maybe we should have moved Fremont to P. Ridge. That would have been probably a smarter move. However, I think the partisans shouldn't be able to really surround us fully. Let's keep them here for one turn. Let's keep them safe and P-rich for the moment. And see how the enemy reacts. I really highly doubt that she's going to be able to push through here. And with this bad supply, I don't know if they're going to be at 4 next turn. If this is sufficient enough, or we can cut them off. Nevertheless, this is an annoying situation. And we're going to get some reinforcement of these cavalrists here going to Springfield. So we have another cavalry brigade in the area. Quite helpful, so much about Missouri, but in the end it's just about occupying and annoying enemy forces, which is absolutely working at this moment. Okay, coming here to the enemy, in parentheses, offensive. Let's just reinforce our dudes over here, so they can withstand further attacks. And apart from this, I'll keep the situation here for the moment like this. Yeah, these cavalrists, maybe we'll withdraw them somewhere else, or actually, are we gonna use them? Actually, yeah, we're gonna use them right away. There's no need to wait, to be honest. I'll okay, let's wait for a moment until we've done the other turns over here in Tennessee. Before we continue with these guys, probably bring them over here to Grant to support our push towards Memphis. So, and I absolutely will push towards Memphis as well as Nashville, since this was surprisingly easy and we have still room and we're getting fed like turn by turn, one division. And if they come individually and gradually incoming, we shouldn't use our momentum to just keep on going with our very capable general. So yeah, let's do that. And even despite our the chances are bad, or like the odds are not that great, because we are attacking over the river with already hurt units. Let's do it and attack this division and causing one more damage than expected. 3-3, very nice. Keep on using the prepared bonus. Let's move in these guys. Further attacking, splendid. This was the right retreat, because now we can bring in these two. Oh no! I wanted to refresh these troops, of course, but in this case it's more important to take them out, I'd say. Nice, and these guys can retreat a bit while we secure Jackson for us. Excellent, you guys can go to Trenton. Oh! And we found the Bragg HQ, wow. Then let's cut those guys off. Let's see how the supply situation for us is actually, and then we'll also bring these guys in position to attack very soon next turn. Wow, 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 that is a... Yeah, enemy is like gambling with highest odds over here. And we're gonna do it like that. If this is not another HQ we're gonna take, and we already killed off one, and probably Polk is going to follow very, very soon. So, the enemy is like this is might be quite decisive over here in Tennessee already. Then let's use our again our timberclad down here for to cut off basically the supply lines over here, and also for reconnaissance. And we go back up here, and let's okay. I mean, we'd have to pause for sure next turn to establish ourselves here, or like to reinforce and so forth. But then I feel like we can push towards Memphis, and to support this move, let's bring in the Cuff directly. And let's bring them in so we have both reconnaissance and the chance to attack them next turn. And this regiment can defend New Madrid in the meantime. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So Grant is really... He comes up to us, the expectations connected to his name, that's for sure. That's for sure, yeah. Alright, so let's continue over here. We do have Dover is settlement at supply 2. So for the moment, yeah, they show some resistance. Maybe let's take out Pork first. This is the absolute priority over here. Yes. Let's do it over here and potentially like this. Oh. Oh, and he retreats. That's annoying, but I feel like we won't allow that to happen, no. No, gosh, this was... Oh, we do allow that to happen because I picked the wrong unit. Oh my god. Ah, Wolf, you idiot. Well, it is what it is. I mean, we can use these guys to finish them off, but it's a little bit risky, I would say. Wolf. Sometimes take your time. Promise, I'm a little bit lacking the... I know that there's calf over here, that's fair. But as I know... Maybe first let's attack here, this is a sure one, because they were hurt pretty hard. And I do want to also... Well, these guys really get out hard. It's hard for them to get out, that's what I mean. I don't want to, if I give up Albany... Guys, this was an annoying misclick from my side. Gosh. No matter what, let's... Let's have a look on the other. It's a tricky one this time, and this was already the first mistake. But yeah, not taking out Pork isn't... I think over here she could resupply it to 10, but this will cost basically 200 something MPP. So yeah, Porky waited. This was alone with a couple of his loyal guards. I mean, Springfield should be for sure ours. There's no doubt about that. And let's bring up the troops over here. I think that's fair also. We'll come from the north. And these guys can attack Nashville from the west. They can of course go up to Hopkinsville, but these guys get like their tech upgrade, that's for sure. And you guys can just hold the position over here maybe. And we know there's one more unit in there. Well, Mumford over here will be defended from these reinforcements. If they want to, they can wait over here, but yeah, they can do that. Then actually we keep our units here. If they want to go to Columbia, sure, let them go. There's nothing huge to lose. And if they really want to divert like the cavalry up here, then she's very much invited to do so, but it's fair for me. Okay, and Hopkinsville, we can actually bring in our railway artillery that we brought in last turn. Yeah, and Springfield has only supply 1, so probably I'm gonna wait for one more turn until this brigade is way weaker and then destroy them over here. Alright, so much about the north side of the Cumberland River. Down here, let's see. And taking out Dover would be for sure quite beneficial for us, also in terms of supplies, so actually let's try. And we can't bring... Okay, then the ships can't be used over here anyway, so... I know it was damage for us, but that's okay. I wanna also hurt them. Same here. 1-1, okay, that's acceptable. Moving you guys a bit up. Nice, and I think they shouldn't really hold out for long anymore. Just I wanted to secure this, maybe that they can't block us off here in some way, but actually this looks okay. I think they should be, next week we should have them definitely down next week, next turn. So much about this. Also we can't attack, yeah, then we also will not be able to destroy the core, but so yeah, it's a little bit trickier than I thought. Nevertheless, no damage at all. I'll go south actually, since I can get some 4, 5. We can destroy Polk, but no. I mean, if they want to take Franklin, then they distract their units down south. Actually, I'm yeah. Let's really cut them off big time. We do get some supplies from the villages itself, right? We should get, yeah. And if they want to follow us southward, they're very much invited to. If they don't want to, we will come back. So, yes, I'm gonna go make Kinville, and therefore like cutting off the entirety. Do we have any supply? Wait. But it's still... Okay, the partisans over here will not spawn since... Yeah, since it's not ours right now. I hope so, at least. Okay, and do we want to make the connection over here? I mean, for our supply, it's probably smart. Yeah, but in the end, I'm quite happy about this setup, to be honest, since... Let's also lure them out a little bit. It's okay, next time these guys will be history. So these guys can stay here in this forest, and if they want to move, they will be lured. And yeah, everywhere I have my distance, especially to the cores that are pretty strong. Of course, they can be reinforced now, but we're closing in. We're gonna take out the HQ, hopefully also soon. Or the enemy has to invest massively in a lost cause, in my opinion, which we can hopefully use somewhere else. So actually, with the turns, I would have hoped more for the destruction of Polk and also maybe of this core, but then I didn't try enough, sure. On the other hand, we've got Bragg over here under high pressure. So yeah, things are going in Tennessee in general quite nice for us. I'm still very happy about this. Okay, when we're still not done over here. Actually, why not even taking... Oh no, guys, no, I'm such an idiot sometimes. Just talked about these partisans and now, okay, they are blocked off by the cavalry right now, but unfortunately there's partisans down here. So we do have to, yeah, if the enemy wants to retake this area, they're very much invited to. Yeah, but in the end, I'm happy to take over these connection lines and, yeah, all the little towns that also produce for the enemy and leave them cut off here. Very, very nice. Yeah, I'm still staring at this and getting a little bit lost with that. Let's then just continue and refresh definitely here our gunboat that can be. And then I'll try to do some damage on this fort down here. Yes, as long as we can with the units that can... Oh, whoa, almost taken out, but we don't have any reserves to bring in. That's sad. You guys cannot move in here, that's also even sadder. What? Well, at least dealing some solid damage over here, almost taking them out. That will be also necessary to take out these forts here on the Mississippi if we want to head towards Memphis and use it as a water strait later. This is important, and definitely what I plan to do is we're gonna take those guys here on amphibious landing ships. So this division there, we have some flexibility. I'd like either to drop them down here to take Corinth quickly as a fighting spirit object, Decatur, or alongside here the Mississippi. We have some flexibility, or we even bring them in via the Cumberland to unload and go for Nashville. It's also an opportunity, possibility. So anyways, I like the idea of having an additional little landing operation over here, and I want to make use of the naval or focus we do have for some extent, so these guys are gonna go on the ships. Alright, so much about Tennessee. Coming here to West Virginia, where everything stays the same. And over here in the east of the Potomac, there's also not too huge plans right now. Anyhow, let's reinforce where we need to. Here I wanted to deal some damage since the enemy was really in a bad situation in my opinion. But I won't kill them off since I wanted to rather reinforce over here. Then let's reinforce these guys. And I announced something before, let's bring these guys over here. And these guys in here, since as I told you, and Banks goes to Harper's Ferry. Since I told you I wanted to maybe amass a little bit of more offensive capabilities in this area, since we have Garibaldi, a very competent man, and the enemy doesn't seem to be super strong, or at least splitting up also troops Actually, I wanted to reinforce them here, but when I see this, let's hit them. Oh, next turn I got reinforced again. What I'm trying to say is, like, the enemy has divisions down here. The enemy has 2 cores here, losing other, like, refreshing, having divisions also here, so, and extra monitors. So the enemy is pretty invested in a lot of things, and also I saw diplomacy in the beginning. So I'd like also to in support of our other fronts, basically. This is not even with a huge objectives. I would like to initiate also some kind of autumn offensive or high summer offensive here at the Potomac, maybe pushing towards Fredericksburg, best case, or like best case taking Culpeper or Fredericksburg, of course. But just to push with these units we have here, and maybe with some reinforcements to... This is because this is not too massive. We just have some brigades over here, and if the enemy doesn't have huge backup, it might be has some chances. So this is what I'm trying to do here, prepare a bit. And that's already it over here. Then let's get going here with our fleet. Repair the ships that need to be. Then I've got, yeah, these guys here go on transports. Since, as you saw already, our... The same here with McClellan, actually. And I think the... Just quickly, for security reasons, let's check not that there's any enemy ship, but I'm gonna ship these guys as planned down to the south, since as reinforcements, once our marines that already have arrived this turn will take in harbor, I can reinforce with an HQ and 2 transports. McClellan probably is going to be exchanged very soon after, since he's quite incompetent, but yeah, it is what it is. So after this, yeah, let's make some... I think I don't have to fear a lot of other enemy ships anymore, since the other is down here. So let's... And basically we have to avoid the convoys, so let's bring the gunships down. This frigate here can go for Tartaras. This gunboat will secure here, I assume. Yeah, and nobody's going up here. These guys can go to repairs. These guys can go to repairs. It's, yeah, we lost the gunboat, but gunboats is okay to lose. I just don't want to sum up or mount up 2 huge losses navally, and rather repair them. This is why this frigate goes also back. I heavily doubt that the enemy is going to drive or go so far out over here. Yeah, this frigate also towards Hatteras, since it has no supply anymore. Yeah, of course, which will allow the enemy maybe to get some convoys through here, but this is what we have to take into account right now. Same with this frigate. Oh gosh, maybe I actually don't want them to hunt down. No, the frigates are really fast and good open sea ships, so I rather want to keep them intact. This guy needs to stay here, since there's also this mobilization event, right? Ooh, suddenly our blockade runs pretty thin down here after, yeah, some of our ships. I think we've lost 1 or 2 gunships, and a couple of other ones have been, like, at least damaged for the moment and need repairs. It's okay, but the enemy will profit for the short term definitely from this. However, let's have a quick look at our production chart. We do have in July, we have a couple of new, yes, even planned gunboats incoming, and then end of July the first ironclad, in August the second ironclad, which will help us a lot. In September the new gunboats we bought, yeah, we get reinforcements and replacements. This will be very helpful for us. Nevertheless, the question is if the enemy has invested also like in ironclads or something and really made a huge naval build up, but I highly doubt this. With other investments and so forth, the CSA doesn't really have the capacity to build a massive fleet. We shall see. If so, then we were actually lucky talking about these ones that are down here, since they came in. Wow. Can basically go to New Orleans with one day. Since those guys came in just now. I mean, we don't have to. Okay, let's see. Let's try our check out what we have to do first. As long as they're in the ports, I would love to reinforce them. Same over here. Okay. Then the enemy has showed us a new timberclad, whysoever, and another one behind it. Let's go hunting then. Okay, the gunboats are ineffective with timberclads. Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting to know that the enemy has them around. That's definitely the thing. Oh, we need to be within 2 hexes. Okay, now we've got it. That's the question, how we're gonna do it. Let's check them out here, because we attacked them. Pensacola. Yeah, I wanna keep the impression for the enemy that it is great. That we might be able also to attack down here. And I mean, we are. What the hell? In the end, I mean, yeah, we can keep the impression, but I feel like it's more important to rather take out here the river fleet than here the Pensacola fort. Oh, and we see another river gunboat, so the enemy is trying everything to defend it. But, I mean, this is just this very hex that will flood New Orleans. Sad that we couldn't take out... Sad that we didn't take out this fort again. Yeah, well, it's always a little bit of luck involved. I mean, we don't need to get here. This is just basically an event that we can use to clear New Orleans for us with taking out the levies. I think that units would be heavily damaged and fortifications at the same time. It will cost us fighting spirit and damage everything down here. If they really just have the ships, I mean, these fortresses are really, really weak, and we have 3 top-notch naval divisions. We can also just go here, land here, one here, one here. If there's no further units down here, we can also take them here from the land side. That shouldn't be a big problem at all. So, talking about it, this can be done next turn. Ooh, it's getting interesting. Oh, I didn't even... Thank God there's no bad surprise that the enemy suddenly has a ship over here. Yeah, let's bring them up and see what happens. I mean, from here we also have the opportunity, of course, to go for Pensacola or anybody down here. I wouldn't actually exclude it. It's an option. I can still go over here. Let's see how many ships we need. We can open up several fronts. Sure, no worries. All right. Woo, big turn. It's very long also. And it looks like my microphone is still working, which is good. Thank God, I managed to repair it. Let's see. Don't want to jinx it. Okay, but it seems like we have moved all of our units. And ooh, this is going to be super interesting next turn. We have 639 MPPs left, and we're going to definitely invest 300 again in research. And as I mentioned before, I don't know if I've mentioned, but we're going to go for naval. It was in the time, maybe it was when my microphone didn't run. I'm going to go for naval tactics again, since it helps us also, as you see down there, increases the MPP loss inflicted by raiding ships. So this is the main task of our navy for this match. So this is definitely something we're gonna do. And at the same time, CAF tactics, I have to wait, unfortunately, because this bothered me that the enemy was so much ahead. So we're gonna definitely double shit core organization. I need them to on the long term or the mid term to keep up our offensive potential. Yeah, CAF can be done again, maybe when, for example, these Navy researchers run out. I think I'm not going to go for level 2 here, because once we should be able to beat them, and then I don't need this so badly. Also, it doesn't really increase the damage on raiding, so, but this I might even max out here with the naval tactics, so let's see. Leaving us with 339 MPPs, and I feel like I've did some miscalculations. We also don't forget, we also have another landing option over here. Maybe this will support our offensive here. We never know. Yeah, leaving us with 339 MPPs. It's more or less an division. Sure, somehow I must have miscalculated because I thought less. In the end, it doesn't change too much, and now we could afford another monitor. 6 turns, that's quite fast. December. But do we need it? It depends heavily on what the enemy has in mind. So no, for the moment I'll save up the monitor. I still hope we can get it done with the ironclads and the 1 monitor and clever acting. So this is why we're gonna just get the Crawford division out, just to support our other efforts at the moment. I think it's just more important, and I hope these reinforcements will help and be sufficient. Alright everybody, so much about this turn, quite a huge one, as mentioned before, and let's see what's going to happen next. I'm really excited how this is going to turn out. The national defense is bigger than expected, however our backcountry raiding here is also quite nice, so I don't know how the enemy is gonna handle this situation. We have a lot of options and flexibilities next turn. Also, we either see a landing next to New Orleans or somewhere down here. Our Marines are close to start some kind of operation, so very interesting stuff to come up. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you would do. Let me know your thoughts about my ideas, or your ideas, of course, as well. And a part of this, from this, just, yeah, leave me, if you haven't yet, leave me a like and a subscription. This would be amazing. So if you push my channel, it motivates me a lot and keeps me motivated. Thank you very much for this. And most importantly, see you in the next episode. Bye, your Strategy Wolf. And actually, no, of course not, guys. Yeah, it's like I'm doing this the first time, but I'm not. Of course, let's end the turn together. There might be events or anything to happen. Let's see. These guys go to Key West. Yes. Bushwhackers as usual. For Pulaski blockade, I really hope they can't take it out over a long time. Riots in New York. Oh, yeah, so the riots from the... apparently they affect us also in more cities than I first expected, but it's okay. Infantry equipment, nice. Field telegraph, that's really helpful. Leadership, also very helpful. Intelligence, ooh. A lot of new technologies, 3 at least, done by this turn. Probably have to reinvest probably in all of them next turn. Yeah, let's see. And apart from this, as said before, most importantly, see you next turn together and enjoy, see how this unfolds. See you then. Bye, your Strategy Wolf.